Esselamu Aleyküm ve Rahmetullah ve Berekatühü. El-Fatiha me'as salavat. Allahümme salli ala Muhammed. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Alemin er-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki yevmiddin. İyyâke na'budu ve iyyâke nestaîn. İhdinas sıratal müstakim. Sıratal lezîne en'amte aleyhim. Gayril mağdûbi aleyhim ve'd-dâllîn. Amin. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yüce Rabbimize sonsuz hamd ve şükrederiz ki bir defa daha beraberiz. I thanks to Allah endless time that we are together once more to tell about Allah. It's a great pleasure to address you from the United States, all over the world. Our main lesson's name is what is Islam, what is Tasawwuf. What is Tasawwuf, what is Islam. And code number is 10101. Today's specific lessons is first 7 stages. Code number is 1.1.1.13.1. First 7 stages. Allah says in Quran, Wal Asr Surah. Wal Asr, I swear the time, I swear the centuries. Innel insane lefi husr. Certainly, human beings are in frustrate, husran. It's mean they are going to the hell, to the Jahannam. Müminin Surah 103rd ayat, Allah says that at the doomsday, the scales, the mizan has been found. And who sins more than his goodness, there goes to the Jahannam, and they will stay there forever. And those are in husran, in frustrate. So it's mean Allah says that all of the human beings are in husran. But Allah put at that ayat 4 exceptions. The first one, Allah says that إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمِنُوا, except to be aminu. And Allah is going on, وَأَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, they make a kind of performance, perform their duties, and those are connected with cleaning of nafs calamities. And وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ, the third one is the first one. To be aminu is first 7th stage, and to make aminu salihat, the second 7th stage, and third one وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ, they advise Haq, Allah. They arrived at Allah. They reached Allah while they are alive. They sent their spirit to Allah while they are alive. And so that they recommend to arrive at Allah, to reach to Allah. This is the third, seventh stage. And then وَالتَّوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. They recommend passion. It means their soul's heart is at the beginning full of badness, full of calamities. There is inside of them unpassioned. And at the end, by continuous zikr, they clean all of the calamities from their soul's heart, nef's heart, and they bring there all kind of goodness of their spirit, and passion one of them. So they recommend to another people to continue zikr, and after the result. And so that this is the fourth, 7 stages. So that first, second, third, and fourth, 7 stages is completed. And at the beginning there is only sadness, unhappiness, but at the end there is only happiness, prosperities. So all of us, we must know that if we will be owner of continuous zikr, in that case we becomes happy in this world and the health. Today our lesson is first 7 stages. The first one, to live. Where? How? To live among the incidents around us. Every time some incidents occur, and all of the human being lives among the incidents, happenings. And most of us make wrong comments about the incidents. At second stage, we start to examine the incidents and to compare each other and ask some question to ourselves. Why Allah give this incident to us? Why not? Why not another people but us? Allah chose us to leave these incidents, good or bad. All of them, it depends on our situation, and we make wrong explanation in the subject. Allah says, Bakara Surah 216 ayat. The human being make wrong explanation about incidents. Allah says that there are some incidents you don't like them, and you think that they are share bad things, a kind of incident that this incident lost degrees to you. These incidents make you lose degrees for this incident. And second kind of incidents, whenever you do it, in that case you gain degrees. As you see, the Kiram and Katibin angels make some explanations. They take with camera your live movie picture, your live film. This is the hologram system film, and every second you gain or lose degrees. It's mean right there positive degrees. In that case you gain degrees, and sometimes negative degrees, it's mean you lost degrees. And in Quran Karim Allah says, if any incidents make us to lose degrees, those are shar. If any incidents gain us positive degrees, they are higher. Allah says some incidents there are, you like them and you think they are higher, but in essential mean they are not higher, they are shar. And the other side, there are some kind of incidents you don't like them and you think they are shar, but some of them are not shar, they are higher. So our evaluation connected with the incidents is according to our feelings. We like them or we don't like them. If we like them, according in our opinion, they are shar. We don't like them. If we like them, they are higher. But in essential mean, they are not like this. And if any incidents make us to lose degrees, those are shar. We like them or we don't like them, it is not make any effect to the result. If any incident occur and we lose degrees, this is shar. We like it. In spite of it, this is shar. If we gain degrees, positive degrees, in that case this is higher. But we don't like it. in spite of we don't like it, it is higher. But our evaluation is we like them higher, we don't like them share. Those are wrong. For example, you think a thief stole a car and he lost degree because he is a thief. He steal a car. For this reason they lost degrees. This is a share, but he like it. He like it. For this reason he did it. And if he like it, is it higher? No, it's share. This incident make lost degrees. And at the another side, the owner of the car said, sorry, in a sorry, and because his car has stolen by another people, and he is sorry, so he said this is the share. No, this is not share, this is higher. Why? Because the degrees who the thief, all of them goes to that people whose car is stolen. In that case, all decisions about the incidents mostly wrong. This is the second stage. And the third stage, we make a decision to send our spirit to Allah. If we make this decision, we can pass the second stage. If we cannot make this decision, in that case, we stay at the second stage and we can go only Jahannam, only hell. My dear friends, do you understand what I say? This is most important decision of your life. This decision between Jannat and Jahannam, between heaven and hell. If you stay second stage, you are going to the Jahannam. If you pass second stage, you have to go to the Jannat. This is most important decision of your life for this reason. If you like to send your spirit to Allah, if you have this kind of desire, this kind of demand, in that case you become owner of salvation, and you are going after doomsdays to the Jannat, to the paradise, to the heaven. If anyone don't want to send his spirit to Allah, in that case, he cannot escape from the hell. He has to go to the Jahannam. It's impossible to go to the Jannat for that people. For this reason, it's the most important decision of your life. Why I say all of them? Allah says, Yunus Surah 7 and 8 ayats. الذين لا يرجون لقاءنا ورادوا بالحياة الدنيا واطمئنوا بها الذين هم عن آياتنا غافلون أولئك مواهم النار بما كانوا يكسبون. Allah Teala buyuruyor, they don't want to send the Spirit to us while they are alive. They are concerned of world life. It means they don't interested of spiritual life, and they they satisfied with the world life, not spiritual life, and they are not aware of our ayats. And they have to go Jahannam, hell, because of their negative degrees. My dear friends, for this reason it's most important decision for you. If you don't like to send your spirit to Allah, if you haven't this decision, if you didn't make this decision, if you are not owner of this decision, in that case you cannot escape from the hell, from the Jahannam. My dear friends, if you make a decision to send your spirit to Allah while you are alive, in that case, what will occur? In that case, you will go certainly Jannah. Allah says, Ankebut Surah 5th and 6th ayat, فَمَنْ كَانُوا يَرْجُوا لِقَاءَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّ أَجَلَ اللَّهِ لَعَدْ. فَمَنْ كَانُوا يَرْجُوا لِقَاءَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّ أَجَلَ اللَّهِ لَعَدْ. Who, if anyone, would like to send his spirit to Allah while he is alive, in that case, that day who sent his spirit to Allah will occur by the help of Allah, by the decision of Allah, because Allah appoint this time. And Hud Surah 29 ayat, Allah says that Hazrat Noah said to his people, to his bride, I cannot dismiss that gentleman. They would like to send their spirit to Allah. They are aminu. Because their spirit have to go, have to arrive at Allah, have to reach to Allah. So, the result is that if anyone is aminu, this is the exactly result that this man's spirit 100% goes to the Allah, reach to Allah. And this is the salvation. This is the owner of Jannat life. Allah says, if anyone would like to send his spirit to us, we would like to take ourselves, to take us their spirit. So there's two kind of people in front of Allah. First kind is don't like to send their spirit to Allah. In that case, they have to go Jahannam. And because Allah don't want to arrive at Himself, to reach Himself, their spirit. But some kind of people, they would like to send their spirit to Allah. At the same time, Allah would like to take Himself, their spirit, to make them send their spirit to Allah, reach their spirit to Allah. So Allah says, Imam Surah 125 ayet. فَمَنْ يُرِيدُ اللّٰهُ أَنْ يَهْدِيَهُ يَشْرَحْ صَدْرَهُ لِلْإِسْلَامِ. Allah says, who Allah want to send their spirit to Himself. Allah, they make surgery their chest, and Allah open a way from their chest to their soul's heart. For Islam, for surrendering Allah. My dear friends, Allah wants to take your spirit while you are alive to Allah. And this is your first obligations, to send your spirit to Allah, because this is first upon your 11th time. The first one, Zumar Surah 54 ayat, Allah says that ve enibü ila rabbikum ve eslimu lehu min kable en yetikumul azabe. Before the day of torture, before the die, you send your spirit to Allah, and after you surrender to Allah. And second ayat, Rum Surah 31. Minibine ileyhi ve yettekûn. To send your spirit to Allah, and so that you become owner of taqwa. And third one, Zariyat 15. Allah says, فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. So, you escape, you run away to Allah, and you shelter to Allah. Allah addressed to the spirit. So, the fourth one is Luqman Surah 15, 15th ayah. Allah says, وَاتَّبِي سَبِيلَ مَنْ أَنَابَ إِلَيَّ. Who arrive at me by the Sirat Mustaqim, by the way, you follow that way and you arrive at me. You reach to me. The sixth ayat is Fajr 28, Fajr 28. İrci'i ila rabbiki. Return to your Rabb. Return to your Allah. And sixth ayat is Yunus Surah 25th ayat. Allah says that Allahu yedi darüsselamı yehdi men yeşâ ilâ sırat-ı müstakim. Allah invite the land of surrendering. And who Allah wants to arrive at himself, arrive at Allah, Allah reach them to the Sirat Mustaqim. As you know, Sirat Mustaqim is a way who lead your spirit to Allah, while you are alive or after your death. There isn't any difference. The Sirat Mustaqim in every case lead your spirit to Allah. And the seventh mandatory obligation, mandatory order of Allah, obligatory order of Allah, وَاذْكُرْ اسْمِ رَبِّكَ وَتَبَتَّلْ إِلَيْهِ تَبْتِيلًا. You make zikr by the name of Allah, and you go to the Allah by give up everything. My dear friends, as you see, 7 times mandatory orders of Allah, those are farz of Quran Kareem, and obligatory order of Allah, farz. At the 9th ayat, Allah says, Ra'd Surah 20 and 21st ayat, الَّذِينَ يُوفُونَ بِعَهْدِ اللَّهِ وَلَا يَنْقُضُونَ الْمِيثَاقَ وَالَّذِينَ يَصِلُونَ مَا أَمَرَ اللَّهُ بِهِ أَنْ يُوصَلَ. They keep their ahd, their covenant. And they especially execute their misak. All of us give to Allah promise to send our spirit to Allah while we are alive, and so that, my dear friends, my dear students, my dear audience, we have to execute, we have to carry out our promise to Allah. And Allah said that especially they keep their promise. What kind of promise? Allah said, الَّذِينَ, they are, يَصِلُونَ, reached, ma, think, أَمَرَ اللَّهُ, things that Allah gives order, bihi, to himself, to Allah, and yusala, to reach. Allah says that they reach what Allah gives order, reach to Allah. This is the spirit, our spirit. And Allah says His, obviously that this is an order of Allah, to send our spirit to Allah while we are alive, because Allah addressed here to the free will. Free will. We are in life. We are owner of vitality, and so we have free will, and by this free will we make every kind of actions. And the 9th one is the Shura Surah 47 ayat. Allah says, before the time don't come over you, this is the time of die, you obey Allah's invitation. You execute, you carry out Allah's invitation. You know Allah's invitation. Allah invite Himself. Allah invite to Allah. So all of them, we have to send our spirit to Allah. If we make a decision in this subject, we are at 3rd stage. And Allah at once see and hears and knows. What kind of desire, what kind of intent we have inside our soul's heart. Allah knows, sees and hears. So that, my dear friends, Allah start to benefactions upon us with Allah's mercy and fast virtues. Allah says, Yusuf Surah 53rd ayat, Hazrat Yusuf says to Allah, I cannot dismiss my soul, my nerves, because all of the nerves ordered with badness. But except those are dead, Allah's benefaction comes upon their as mercy and virtue. My dear friends, my dear students, my dear audience, this is the fourth stage, and Allah's benefactions provide us three kinds of wonderful result. First of them, Allah takes between us and our murshid a kind of secret curtain, hijab-ı mesture. At that position, we becomes at the fifth stage of the 28 stages. And after, Allah will take from our ears a kind of obstacle, a kind of handicap. Its name is Vakra. Because of that Vakra, we cannot understand whenever our murshid tell about irshad, guidance. We cannot understand, we cannot catch the meaning, what our murshid says. For this reason, Allah takes out from our ears Vakra to make us to understand, to catch the meaning of irshad, connected with irshad, connected with the guidance. At the seventh stage, Allah take out our soul's heart a kind of divine computer. That divine computer prevent deeply understanding, prevent realize and Allah put its place a new kind of divine computer, that this computer provide deeply understanding, provide realize. What is the result? Realize. Deeply understanding may be not enough to explain the real me, the core me. You have an idea. If another people say to you against this idea, or contrary of the idea, opposite of this idea, in that case, if you need to defend this idea, in that case, you realize it. If you don't need to defend it, in that case, you couldn't realize it. So, deeply understanding is not enough here. The first one is deeply understanding, yes, but it's not enough. There is something more than it. And this is to need to defend idea. If any idea who would like to defend it, your desire is defend it. Your desire is to defend it. In that case, you realize this idea. This is your property. The result of the realization is to make property for any people to any idea. My dear friends, you know my poor English, but in spite of all kind of language difficulties, you will see that I will explain all of them to you. We have enough time if Allah gives us the life. So, I'm not sorry about my poor English. I'm working in the subject and I would like to improve my English, and it has some difficulties for me because this age is a little difficult to understand a new language. I have been many years to learn English, but by myself. And I am trying to speak. I am trying to improve it, and I think it will be enough at the end. So, my dear friends, this is the 7th stage. What I mean, Allah says, Isra Surah 45th and 46th ayat. Allah says to our Prophet, Hazreti Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "O my beloved, whenever you say one by one Allah's name, and to explain them, and to read them Quran Kareem, there is a kind of secret curtain between you and them. For this reason, they hate you. And there is a kind of handicap, vakra, at their ears. They cannot hear you. They cannot catch the meaning of what you say. And there is a kinnet inside of their soul's heart. They cannot realize the mean what you say. Whenever you finish your words, your speech, your speaking, at once they turn away with hating from you, with hate from you. My dear friends, this is the reality of all of the ages, all of the times. Human being don't like their murshid, don't like their prophet. Most of them, they hate them because all of them a kind of toys in the hands of Shaitan. Shaitan every time works to make you unhappy. He has an affection, a kind of effect to your thinking system. He imitate your inside voiceless voice. He persuade you what he said to you, you think they are, you suppose they are your idea, but in reality they are not your idea. They are the idea of Iblis, the ideas of Iblis, of Shaitan. And every time Shaitan persuades you in every subject. So Allah, why takes for between you and your murshid the hijab mastura? Because Allah gives a promise to you at the Hajj Surah 54th ayat. Who is Aminu? Allah says, I will lead him to the Sirat al-Mustaqim. It means I will lead them to their murshid. If anyone hates his murshid, is it possible to go to the murshid and to surrender himself for the sake of Allah to that murshid? Possible? It's impossible. For this reason, Allah changed the hate to the love. From that moment on, Allah takes up the hijab mesture, the secret curtain. From that moment on, that gentleman or that ladies don't hate their murshids. They like them. They like him. And so that at the fifth stage, Allah take out the hijab mesture. At the sixth stage, Allah take out from our ears the wakra. So our mind can catch the mean. As you see, the hair don't catch the mean. Only the ears' duty is to transmit to the mind the voices. And the catch the mean is the duty of the wise, of the mind. At the seventh stage, Allah take the ekinet and put inside of our soul's heart ihbat. So we realize the realities of Allah. That point, at seventh stage, we are Aminun. We are a kind of people that, a kind of man that we would like to send our spirit to Allah while we are alive. This is the end of the first 7 stage. The result is salvation. 100% that people who want to send their spirit to Allah, they have to go Jannat, because Allah says, I swear to time, all of the people are in frustrate husran, but except to be Aminu. This is the point of to be Aminu. So, my dear friends, thanks to Allah, endless time that we have to be together once more, and our lesson is finished here. And I'm very glad to explain you these subjects once more. And this university will teach you all of the facts of Allah, and those are don't known not only by you, but all of the people who thinks they knows their religion. They think they knows the Quran Karim. They don't know. And we will teach you all of the facts of the Quran Karim. At the end, you will catch the realities of Allah. Esselamu aleyküm ve rahmetullah ve berekatühü. El Fatiha ve as salavat. Allahümme salli ala Muhammed.